All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we are going to go over something that Terence Crawford said. Man, Terence Crawford's a wild boy, man. Has something to say about the welterweight division and nobody wanting to fight him. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we are going to be in the 147-pound division talking about something that Terence Crawford said in an interview that is having a whole lot of people just shaking their head. Now, before I get into that, though, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are a longtime subscriber and supporter of the channel, like Blessed 365, who probably is not watching my videos anymore because it's been real hard on Terence Crawford as of late, but no doubt about it, still definitely appreciate your support in the super chat and in the cash apps, in the live stream, and also in the super thanks below this channel, which really does go towards allowing this channel to continue to do boxing videos. It's a little heart in the bottom right side, right hand corner of the screen. You'll see a little heart with a dollar sign there. That is a way that you can support content creators on pretty much any video that you see. Definitely helpful to allow us to continue to do what we do. So let's get into this. Terence Crawford is just, I don't know what's going on, man, with Terence Crawford. There several years ago, when he was with Bob Arum, and he was getting a lot of slack for not promoting his fights. You know, he was getting slack from Bob Arum, getting slack from a lot of other people about, you know, the fact that he just didn't talk a lot, didn't go out of his way to promote the fights that he had. And that, you know, was part of the reason why he really didn't have, you know, tremendous numbers despite being an excellent fighter. And it seems like, you know, I have to take back some of that criticism. If at all I was involved in it, I do believe I said something a couple times about it. I have to take that back because I think probably the best thing that he could have done is to not do a lot of talking, because now that he's doing a good amount of talking, it ain't looking good for him because when he gave this interview, and I've done maybe 2 or 3 videos about this because I just couldn't get it all in one video about this interview that he did with DAZN, Akin Barak, and shout out to Akin Barak on their boxing show that they have on DAZN. Excellent work that they do. Not going to take the audio from it for this video, but he says. Terence Crawford said in this interview that he doesn't know that there's nobody out there trying to talking about trying to make a fight with Terence Crawford. That on top of saying that when he was asked in this, or he wasn't even asked, he just volunteered it on his Instagram message that he gave, that, you know, he had never, when he addressed the issue about why he was fighting David Avancian and not Jaron Ennis or VIRGIL ORTIZ, two of the top young welterweights in the division, and guys that are both in the top 5 of all of the welterweights. I think it's very fair to say why he didn't fight those. And he said, hey, look, their names never came up. So he says their names never come up and he doesn't hear anybody trying to fight him, right? Wow, Terence, that just can't be any further from the truth. And I have a very, very hard time believing that you don't hear the things that everybody else hears, which is every single solitary one of the top welterweights has asked and said that they wanted to fight Terence Crawford. Keith Thurman has said it. Jaron Ennis has said it on multiple occasions. VIRGIL ORTIZ has said it on multiple occasions. Errol Spence Jr. has not only said it, went through a big, long negotiation with you with Terence Crawford that Terence Crawford walked away from. So, on top of it, the last fight that he had, was against a top welterweight that was looking to fight him that he was not looking to fight, and that is Shawn Porter. And if you remember the Shawn Porter situation, Shawn Porter wanted to fight Terence Crawford, and Terence Crawford said, I will only fight him if he becomes my mandatory. And if you don't know what that means, it means I will fight him if the sanctioning body orders me to. If it is a case of me just agreeing to fight him without me being told to do so, I'm not going to do it. Now, what reason would he have to do that? One of the reasons was probably most likely because it forces a mandatory purse split of 60-40 at the absolute least for him when you're talking about him fighting Shawn Porter, and a Shawn Porter that over the course of his career has probably done better numbers than Terence Crawford had. So it had forced it by doing a purse bid to where or to a mandatory order from the WBO to where Terence Crawford can make the lion's share of the money. But the idea that nobody's asking to fight him is absolutely silly, right? And like I said, every single solitary one of the top welterweights have done so at one point in time. So what does this mean? And again, I keep trying my absolute best to leave this whole conversation that we're having. This is stuff that all is going on outside the ring. I'm not saying what is going to go on inside the ring. I'm not one of these guys that are saying Terence Crawford's scared of fighters and this and that and the other thing. But I will say that he has just got a very, very interesting view of the world, and one that is not based when you're dealing with these type of things in fact. You know what I'm saying? Because it's very, very clear that these guys have said that they wanted to fight you. Jaron Ennis, in particular, said, I would have taken that fight. I'd have taken the fight with Terence Crawford in a heartbeat. You have VIRGIL ORTIZ, who is probably going to be his mandatory for the WBO, who is in, and if he didn't want to fight him, he wouldn't be in the WBO rankings. So, I mean, to me, I don't know, man. I just think Terence Crawford plays a lot of victim, man. You know what I mean? And especially like this whole thing going on with Errol Spence and how that fight fell apart. It's just hard for me to get my head around a lot of the stuff that Terence Crawford says and a lot of the stuff that Terence Crawford does, man. Just seems to be a very, very, difficult dude. As far as the negotiations go, I think that's very obvious. But also, it just will kind of see the world how he sees the world, right? I think he seems like he's stubborn enough to actually bend reality in his own mind. Like those guys want to fight you without a doubt. Errol Spence Jr. didn't run away, wasn't hiding, was never ducking him. He said the whole time, he's like, you guys know exactly who I want to fight next. I want to fight Terence Crawford, and that's it. Jaron Ennis is flat out telling everybody, look, I want to fight any of these guys, and I've been ready for years. And if you look at Jaron Ennis in the ring, there ain't no reason for you to believe that this man ain't very, very serious about trying to fight Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford just wants to fight Terence Crawford, wants to fight who Terence Crawford wants to fight, when and how he wants to fight him, and be in control of it is the best way that I can get my head around it. But that stuff, man, nah, I'm not buying it. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. You let me know what you think in the comments section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.